tried to. Does anybody have any questions, comments? Colin?
What do you do if you have no duties?
How can you have no duties?
Well, if you're unemployed, for example.
That's perfect. What a great opportunity that is to have lots of duties. That means you've got so much spare time.
If they can chant a lot and
Exactly.
study a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Krishna is kind to such people. When Krishna sees people are too attached to this material world, he takes everything away from them. That's the first thing he does. So he makes them unemployed, so that they can realize this material world is useless, waste of time, and they can start to focus on something worthwhile. Krishna will take everything away. That's his kindness. Because those material duties, while they may help you to maintain your body, they're not going to help you spiritually. So that's Krishna's kindness. And then when he sees making further advancement, he may give a lot as well, depending on the individual. He'll either take everything away or he'll give you unlimited facility. That's renunciation too. Like if Krishna gives someone millions and billions of dollars, if they can use all those millions and billions of dollars in Krishna's service, in spreading Krishna consciousness, that is renunciation. That is true renunciation. People think renunciation is just to have nothing or to give everything away and live like a pauper. It may be, it's voluntary, that's possible, some people prefer to do like that. But another way is to have as much as you have, but give it to Krishna, dedicate it to pleasing Krishna. So there's no question of having nothing or having no duty. You're thinking material duties, but your spiritual duty is still, you're an intelligent man, you know the philosophy, you can teach other people about it, you can talk to people, that's your duty. Your duty is to rise early in the morning and bow before the Lord, chant Hare Krishna, study these books. Your duty is to be clean externally and clean internally. Your duty, there's so many duties that everyone has. And if we can dovetail them for Krishna, then that's fantastic. But just to be unemployed, that's neither here nor there. Nearly everyone's going to be employed in the not too distant future. It's getting worse and worse. So it's something that we can all look forward to. Any other questions? Okay.
So what you just explained there sort of sums up the first part up. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though they may be faulty.
That's right. As I mentioned, just to try is the main thing. To try and do good. Just like if someone's a family man, for example, they should try and be a good family man. If someone's a family woman, they should try and be a good woman, try and be a good father, try and be a good mother. No one's perfect. We know that. There's always going to be fault. Even in these different categories, I was talking about the Vaishyas, who are the business people, for example. Sometimes they're a little dishonest. It's a bit of a fault. Sometimes I have to say, for you I make no profit in my business, you I'm giving very cheap, cost price, no profit. That's obviously a lie. He can't be in business if he's not making a profit. So lying is not good, but that's a fault. Every material activity has some fault. Just like if you light a fire, there's going to be smoke. No one wants the smoke, we just want the fire, the heat. But there's bound to be some smoke, there's bound to be some little disturbance. So that's to be expected. But for example, I'm who I am, and for me to try and be someone else, even if I was good at it, it would go against my nature, and it wouldn't, for a start, it wouldn't satisfy me, and secondly, it wouldn't necessarily satisfy anyone else either. But there is a higher principle that for Krishna, we can do anything. We can be a businessman, we can be just a servant, we can be a king, you can be a scholar. This is called Vaishnava, that's a higher level than these other groups. And so for a Vaishnava, or Vaishnavi, man or woman, they can do anything for Krishna. There will still be some fault. No one's perfect. But we overlook that. Fault's no big deal. Even if someone stumbles and falls on the spiritual path, we don't point fingers at them and say, look at you, you fallen fool, you failed. We don't say like that. We say, no, help you to get up again and let's keep on walking ahead. So if someone is in spiritual world, if spiritual life, if someone is lower than you or just a beginner, you help them up. And if someone is equal to you, you share your ability to advance. And if someone is higher than you, you learn from them. But in the material world, it's the opposite. If someone is lower than you, you stamp on them and crush them. If someone is equal to you, you try and outdo them and try and defeat them. And if someone's higher than you, you try and drag them down to your level. This is all material consciousness, so we don't want that. But yeah, there's always going to be some fault in our duty. But whatever your duty is as a Brahmana, especially Vaishya, Kshatriya or Sudra, a leader or a king or a businessman or a scholar or a helper, you stick to that, do it nicely. And even if you have to go to a factory to work, and it's a really boring factory, and you don't like your job much, it can still be done nicely in the right spirit. For a devotee, it's like, sometimes we have to do that, and we go there and we try and do a good job, and we try and act respectfully to our seniors and superiors. But internally, we're not thinking much about that. We're just thinking Krishna, 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 Krishna. Just thinking, thank you, Krishna, thank you for this and that and the other. We're not thinking about the nuts and bolts of the factory or how great the boss is, really. We just have to play a role sometimes to fit in this world. So we do like that, and at the same time we just try and do it nicely. So I think I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening. Glad that there's a few people here at least, so that's great. And now we'll have a arati and then sorry. I've got to sing a song on my guitar. I forgot. I should have done it already, so waffling on. But this is in relation to what I've been talking about. So